Well guys, today I will be coaching a 1000 LP player on how to play Ryze. He ended Challenger and currently he's also around 1000 LP. Mostly plays a lot of Karthus. I think he plays a lot of ADC and jungle, but that's enough for me. Would you like to introduce yourself, Jug?
Yes, my name is Josh, and currently I am playing Karthus bot lane slash jungle, and whenever it's banned, I play Ziggs for bot lane, and for jungle, whenever Karthus is banned, I just play Nidalee. And I've been in Challenger for about a year and a half now, and I'm going for rank 1 this season, so.
Do you want to become a Challenger player? Here at CCA, we offer coaching from streamers and Challenger players. You can expect to find multiple programs specifically designed to improve your gameplay. There will be highly detailed gameplay analysis and in-game private streams with players such as Jug TTV, a top 15 NA player with over 1k LP, Strompest, a multi-season Challenger and professional player, and many others. With this incredible opportunity and highly rated reviews, we hope you too will join us at discord.gg/lolcca.
Alright, nice. So I can see here you've played for about 7 years. Is there anything specific that you think you did to get yourself all the way from silver to challenger across these 7 years?
Yeah, a lot of times I've been stuck in like D4. That's where I was stuck there for about 2 years, and I was stuck in Diamond 1 for about a year. So what I did is I really looked at like the top 300 challenger players from the 3 biggest regions, NA, EUS, and Korea, to see what other players might be doing to get like high win rates in challenger. So the player I looked at was like Pornstar Zillion. He was doing Karthus ADC and had like 80% win rate with Janna. And I think that Janna player was Apto or Apple or whatever. So that's where I got the idea from. But before that, I was a jungle main for about 5 years, playing all the meta junglers. But I really like picking up power farming junglers like Karthus, Nidalee, Fiddlesticks. I didn't really get to play much Evelynn, but a lot of them were AP. What else? But yeah, I was a fan of like power clearing junglers because I thought that was the like most efficient way of getting gold and like less risky plays, you know, and more consistent for climbing at least.
I see. Okay, that is good insight into how you climbed. Yeah, I mean, I think I basically did a similar thing. Like I reached Challenger a lot earlier into my playing, but I basically did what you did. I looked at the ladder in Season 3. There was a Veigar main called The Box at the time. I looked at how he played, how he laned, how he traded, and how he carried games, and then bam, 1 year later, playing Veigar, I also reached Challenger. So that is one of the best ways to improve and climb, is to see what successful players on the ladder are doing, and then analyzing that and making it into your own play. So yeah.
I really like that too. Another thing is, last season there was a player named Duo King. I don't know where he is now, but he also did Veigar bot lane. And the reason why APCs work really well bot lane right now, in my opinion, like Karthus and Ziggs for me, is you can, even when they're behind, you can do something, you know, you can always do that damage. So they're really good even when they're behind. And Karthus has so much impact around the map, and with a lot of other ADCs, they just stay in lane a lot of times, you know. Karthus can push in, or Ziggs and Karthus can push in really fast and, you know, get priority really easily. So just rewarding and helping with Scuttle and Dragons. So
yeah. So today I'll be teaching you Ryze, and first I want to teach you the combos and get into all of that. But before that, I just want to say that this coaching session I will be doing in partnership with the Challenger coaching agency that you guys can see over here. You join their Discord and try to book sessions. You can book sessions with me, you can book with Josh and like other Challenger coaches as well. Personally, it just saves me like a lot of time, you know, when I'm trying to find people to coach. and I'll get right into the practice tool and show you everything there is to know about Ryze, because it's really mechanically very simple champion. Okay, so first things first, let me start. So the runes are very simple. These are the only runes you should go basically. Well, not attack speed, but this is my most preferred rune page, especially for solo queue. Gathering Storm brings a lot of value to the game. Some games can go 30 minutes. Scorch is also fine, but Gathering Storm is just more consistent. Scorch gives you the edge in competitive though, so if you ever see me playing in like competitive games, I'll be taking Scorch most likely, or Water Walking. Actually, all three of these are fine, but the most consistent rune is Gathering Storm. You always need Transcendence. Celerity is not worth it because CDR is absolutely vital on Ryze, and then Mana Flow obviously. Then Taste of Blood and Ravenous, this for lane and this for late game. And as for these two runes, you can swap them out depending on matchup. So if I'm versus Syndra, I'd probably take double MR or Orianna, but most generally you'll always take this setup with one defense, and that is usually what you would run.
Okay.
As for summoners, you can either go Flash TP or Flash Ghost. I like Flash Ghost in mid lane, especially in solo queue, but you can also go TP. Like, you can never go wrong with these two. Teleport's the safest option, obviously, but you can hard carry with Ghost in solo queue. And I would recommend Ghost in every elo, actually. Like, I'd probably 100% always go it anywhere below Master Tier. And as for Challenger, it just depends on the matchup for the most part. And Ryze is a champion you can play mid or top. Those are basically the only two roles. You can't play bot lane with it because he scales off of levels and EXP, so it's just really bad in the bot lane. So mid or top only.
Okay.
As for starting items, you have 3 choices. This is the first choice. I would recommend this if you have Ghost or a really easy lane matchup. So those are the conditions. And this is a standard start that I really like because you save a lot of gold. Like, you have to buy 2 potions with Tear the Goddess, but with this you just get your refillable and you save 100 gold rather than rebuying refillable later on. So this I would always recommend if you have teleport. Every time you have TP, I would always start this. Unless your lane matchup is really hard. Let's say you're versus Syndra Ori, anything that can like punish you really hard early. For top lane it'd be something like, I don't know, Camille. Probably not Fiora. Fiora you'd probably go Sapphire, but anything that trades you hard and you actually need the extra edge, would go Corrupting Potion. Okay. Alright, so those are your 3 starting options. As for your combos, there's basically only... There's 4 in total, basically. Let me just level up real quick here. So the most simplest combo is EWQ. Just locks them down. Like, this is the most guaranteed combo, and usually you just default to this combo. So this is locking people down, good for trades, good for team fighting. Second combo is WEQ. This is burst and execute, basically. You would not use this combo unless like the Q is guaranteed to hit. So let's say there's a bunch of enemies around, then you would probably WEQ. Let's say you're going for this target and these 2 are minions, then you would just WEQ, walk away with phase rush in the trade. Pretty simple. Everything good so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. Go for it.
And then there is the third combo. This is for dueling and maybe a little bit in laning, but it's very underused of a combo, actually. So you start off with E, you wait for your E to come back up, and then you Q.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So the main reason you do this combo is because of one of Ryze's passives. Where is it? Okay. So every time you cast an ability, you get 1 stack for your Q. So every time you cast W or E, you get one of these runes. You see this under the hotbar?
Can you show me one more time? I don't.
Okay, 1 sec. So right here, you see this under your health bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So if you load it up twice, you get move speed on your next Q cast, and that's why this combo is used. As you can see, my move speed went up to 431. Whereas if you
That's
just,
something I didn't know.
yeah, that's why it's very underused, like this combo I'm showing you. And as you can see, if I just EQ, I don't get any of that move speed at all. But if you do WEQ, you get the move speed, as you just saw.
Okay.
And then EWQ, same thing, you get the move speed. And then also
So that's what
EEQ.
I was gonna ask you too. I was like, why aren't you like using Q in between the W and E? Now that's why. Now I know. So.
Yeah, so if you WQ, it resets it. So that's why you want to charge up twice before you actually use the Q. That's why inexperienced Ryzes will just EQ and then EQ during a fight, right? Like, but they don't get any of that move speed to help them, unless their phase rushes up, of course. But that's why EEQ is the best, because let's say they're running away, then you have move speed to chase them, and then by then your W is probably up, so you can land the EWQ into guaranteed combo, right? So yeah, it's the main 3 combos, and then there's the maximum DPS combo, which is Q, E, Q, W, Q, EQ. This is very niche and underused because like there's not many scenarios in which you would actually use it. Like the only scenario in which you would use it is there's like someone face checking into your pink ward brush or something. Like that's like the only scenario you would use it.
I think that's probably the one I use most whenever I play Ryze.
Yeah, that's the worst combo to use. So definitely don't spam that.
That's the only combo I know. I mean, the other two I didn't know that it gave you movement speed at all. So
Yeah.
I'm not much of a Ryze player, so I never knew that. So
Yeah, it's a very good combo to use. All 3 of those. As for skill order, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you mind talking about the core build? But I think you're gonna get to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Core build right now. Let's see, I'll do the buy order for you so you can. So basically, you remember the starter options, right? You would just start the item according to your lane, like how hard the matchup is, how easy the matchup is, or what spell you're running. So because I have TP in this simulation, I will start this and this, and then you'd go to lane. Just you just want to chill on your mana until you can force it back, and then buy all the items you want. So let's say you get that perfect reset, you'd go back to base, and then first thing you want is tier, obviously. Ideal reset that you would want to aim for is around 1300 gold, because you would be able to buy a Tear of the Goddess and Ionian boots. Like these 3 items are the most important items you can get in the early game right now. Reason being, let's check out our CDR. Because I went ability haste in the runes here, I already have 8, and then I have Transcendence. By the time you reset, you should have 1 proc of Transcendence, because you'll be level 5 most likely. So this is 12% CDR, right? And if you buy this, like this item is just high key OP right now. It's like it's built everywhere. Yeah. Solo queue, pro play everywhere. It's just insane. Now we go back to this. I had 12% earlier. Now it's at 25%. So it's
makes sense.
Pretty nuts. And with CDR, what Ryze is he's a pushing and roaming champion. His laning is like okay. Like you're not gonna solo kill people most likely. Like you just shove and roam basically. And if you're in like a really rough lane matchup, in a control mage lane, then you can just shove and then reset 4 spaces. Like you just EQ twice and bam, you're out of there. You know. So that's why these 2 items are the most important to rush: Tier and this, and obviously Sapphire. After you get these 3 early game items, your build path is very, very simple. There's basically like only 1 build, and with a couple of pivots you can do. So once you have these items, you are going to want to finish your Everfrost first, always. Ludens and Liandry's, they used to be good, but right now Everfrost is just the most busted item in the game. So I mean, you should always go this, because like it gives health, which is really good for Ryze. They just buffed this where it has even more damage and 50 more health than before. And like it has the most fluid build path. Like these, you're just sitting on 1250 gold. But this, bam, bam, bam. It's such a fluid build path. And So this is the best build path right now. You would want to prioritize Lost Chapter, and these two items depends on how hard your lane is and how much you're like either winning or losing trades. If you're winning trades, just go blasting one. If you're losing trades and you need health, like let's say you're Syndra and she can just one-shot you, then you'd obviously just go Kindle Gem. So, and then you finish this. Now, once you have your Everfrost, you have two more extra options available to you now. Okay, so you remember the Q, EQ, WQ, EQ combo I mentioned earlier, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say they're face checking you and you have this ward or this brush pink warded. You would just Everfrost first and get your full combo down while they're CC'd by the Everfrost. So makes that combo even more potent. They can't just flash away.
Right, they're stunned for so long.
Yeah. And then speaking of stunning for a long time, because you have Everfrost and you have a root in your kit, you'll be able to root people for even longer. So you know how the root works, right? Like how this spell flux works.
Yeah.
Like if they have this applied on them, the next W or Q does like either extra damage or roots, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
I actually didn't know about the second. I just know like EW just stuns them. I didn't know like it did extra damage before, so.
oh yeah, it makes the Q do extra damage, as you can see here.
Okay. Oh yeah, I knew about that one. But let's say you do 2 E's and then a W, does that make a difference?
2 E's and a W. Like do it
Or
twice? Like it's
Yeah,
just
does that matter or no?
no. Okay, so as long as this circle is around them, it will be empowered. So let's say you can bam, like right before it expires. Oh, I guess it expired, so it doesn't do damage. But as long as this is on it, it doesn't matter. Like when it expires itself. Like it can be at any time as long as the circle's around them and it hits. It will spread and do bonus damage. So if this is not on it, so let me just demonstrate here. Because like they're all spread to each other, they're just gonna bounce, but it doesn't bounce to these two because there's no circle on them. So yeah.
For like level 1, do you always start W and do you always start E second?
For level 1, yeah. So the skill order is going to be. Hold on, let me reset my level real quick. Where's this? All right, there it is. Okay, so level 1. In like 99% of scenarios, you will start W. And then next level, you'll get E. And then next level, you'll get Q. Once you're level 3, Ryze is pretty much unlocked as a champion. Like he can start winning trades because he can do all the combos I was telling you about earlier, right? Like he can EWQ and just run away in phase rush. That's probably going to be your primary trading pattern. The other trading pattern is just EQing through minions, which is like obviously what you want to poke for because you're not going to really win most all-ins. The other combo is like W, EQ, and then running away. It's basically a lot of fucking poking them and running away. It's a lot of what this champion does. So those are your 3 trades.
A little bit about the matchups and who I should be banning when I play Ryze.
If you're specifically looking to play Ryze, you should always ban Irelia. Every time. It's just hard counters Ryze. For most matchups, it's pretty simple. You just shove. Or I mean, you don't need to use your mana too much early game, but basically when you just want to leave lane or you want to get to a play, like let's say there's a scuttle fight, you just shove the wave and then you just go there. It's pretty simple. So you want to conserve your mana the first 3 levels. Like you don't want to just permatrade them because you're gonna run real quick.
Okay.
So ideally you want to save your mana. And one of the biggest reasons is like your Q. Okay, so you're gonna max Q first, and as you see here, the damage goes up. The move speed from like the double cast into Q goes up as well, but the mana cost goes down as well. So like your Q just gets stronger with each point in it. So that's why ideally you want to save your mana until at least level 4 before you start doing a lot of trades. Like level 3 Q does even more. It's pretty insane, and it's the most fundamental of Ryze. And then skill points. This is always going to be the order. You just max Q and then you max E. Pretty simple. The only like complicated stuff was the first 3 levels where you go W, E, and then Q. Did I show you the the combo where you just lead with your actual ability route and then you just Everfrost them after?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
you did that when you were in the bush.
okay. Yeah. I mean that's just the combo opened up by Everfrost, so that's why you basically always go Everfrost. And for the next items, for Ryze it's survivability versus damage. Like if you can't survive in fights, then you would buy Zhonya's or Banshees, one of those two. You don't need to buy both, but the one I go for most often is Zhonya's, unless like Verdant Barrier is really OP, especially versus double AP mid jungle. So if the situation allows for it, I'll go Banshees. But usually I default to Zhonya's because this effect is just too insane for surviving fights. Yeah. And whether you want to finish Zhonya's or your Seraphs first, it comes down to what I said before, survivability. If you're just getting blown up and focusing fights, then obviously you would just rush Zhonya's first. But if they're not focusing you, you can just sit on a stopwatch and then finish your Archangels would be ideal. And I want to show you as well, like the difference between an Archangels and a Seraphs. Like Ryze's passive gives them extra mana, which directly leads to AP because Seraph's passive also gives you AP based on mana. So fully stack my tier, 222 AP right now. This is gonna go to 300 something. It's like pretty insane. Yeah. So 107 AP plus 65. That's 170 AP just from one single item. So that's why these two items are like your go-to rushes. And then you'd finish Zhonya's or Banshees depending on comp, like I said before. So these are your three core items plus the boots. And you have a lot of CDR as well. For the rest of the skill order, pretty simple. You just max Q, E, and then W in that order. Yeah. And as you can see, my passive gives me 19.4% max mana, and the item passive from Seraphs gives me 14% max mana as well, which multiplies into each other until the multiplication. The total of that just is near 0, so just keeps multiplying back into each other. It's just an endless feedback loop. Okay, and then the next item you would want to buy is, most mages will go Void Staff, but I actually think Death Cap is really strong on Ryze because of what I just said. The mana increase, 14% here and 19.4% here, and it just AP just keeps repeating back into mana, as you saw. Like it didn't just immediately settle at the number it was at. Like went to 720, like it just keeps going up, right? Until the difference is 0. So yeah, this gives me 198 AP, Seraphs gives me 174 AP, which is pretty comparable. And 24% mana increase, it was lower earlier, and this gives 38.2% mana increase. So I mean, this is usually the build that you'll get to. Well, maybe not the Death Cap because games end pretty early, but this is your ideal build basically. And then for the last item, it really depends. Really depends. Let's say they have a lot of AP threats. It's like you can survive it just with Zhonya's, because if you time a Zhonya's correctly in a team fight, you'll just be able to smash. Like you get one EQ off without dying, like the team fight's basically won. And then for the last item, it's very situational. Maximum DPS would obviously be Void Staff. This is also an option if they don't have any MR at all. It's actually really OP if you can get this. Like if you can get away with it, of course. But Cosmic Drive is just really nutty on Ryze. Like I have 52% CDR, so my abilities are on 48% cooldown. And then if you can't survive, you would go Banshees.
Okay.
Ryze is fucking horrible. Never build this, please. So yeah, realistically, these three are your options, and maybe Morello's if your teammates are greedy and they don't build Grievous for some reason.
Right.
And this item is horrible. I've seen some people build this. Please, never. It's just bad. So yeah.
A lot of it is the same with Karthus as well. Like, but Morel, I'm the one that usually builds Morel for the team for all three of my champions. So.
I see. Okay, well on Ryze, this is a huge waste of gold. If you can avoid it, try to avoid it.
Right.
Unless you're versus like, I don't know, like Lad Silas fucking Aatrox or something, then obviously yeah you can build this. But ideally you don't wanna build this. So.
Right.
One more thing in regards to specific early laning, like level 1s to 3, you just want to play for mana flow, and then you don't want to. use more abilities until you can get that mana flow stack again. So you just play for mana flow, and that's about it. Play for last hits and mana flow. And you also expressed some concern for your CSing, but Ryze is really, really easy to CS with. You just EQ the wave twice, and bam, you're out of there. So.
Okay. Is there any way you can like use your E to hit all 6 or 7 minions, or do you just like try to gather them up?
That's only in the case that there's a cannon minion in the wave. You can only hit all 7 with a cannon minion. Otherwise, you're basically just stuck either EQing the back line or EQing the front line, whichever one you can access.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no way to like really gather them. Like if you just gather the minions and herd them, have them focus you in front of their face, they're gonna probably kill you. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. I think that's about like all the questions I have for Ryze.
Okay. Are you ready to?
Can you one more thing? Can you talk about a little bit like warding when you have the opportunities to ward or roam? I am pretty good at jungle tracking myself, but anything about where you usually ward and how to prevent ganks and things like that.
Okay. So if I'm playing on blue side of the map, usually I'll just ward the ramp ward, or if I can afford to, I can ward the pixel. So any of these 2 spots is really good to ward. And if I'm playing on red side, opposite side, it's just mirrored. So I would ward either here or here. Depending on the enemy jungler, you can get away with Raptor ward. Like if they're just AFK farming, you can just ward this, and then obviously you can just track them. They're just gonna go to the side that they go to, and then probably scuttle fight afterwards. But if you're versus like Shaco or like Lee Sin, Kindred, this is probably a useless ward. So you would go for these 2 wards, whichever one you can afford.
Okay.
So depends on the side. So this side I would ward here, or I would ward here. Then other side mirrored. These 2 wards are basically the most guaranteed to protect yourself from ganks in the mid lane. And as for your pink ward placement, you would usually place it on bot side here. Depends on which side you're playing. Obviously, you just want a pink ward closer to your side of the map, so it's harder for them to clear it. So just red side on the other side.
Okay. Do you ever ward level 1, or do you usually save it for like a gank timer of like 3 minutes or something like that?
Depends on who I'm versing. If I feel like I'm getting ganked at 240, I mean there's a few 240 champions like Elise and Lee Sin, then I would just ward here before the lane starts. I'd probably ward it at like 130, 120 depending on the lane matchup. Like if I actually have to contest the mid prowl, I'll just ward it 120 really early, bam, and then just go to lane and then play my lane. And then if I like, this is the easiest angle to gank mid from, so
I see. Okay.
So yeah. Just depends on who you're versing. If you're versing AFK farmer, you can ward a bit later on, like after first wave or maybe second wave. I would instead go for like ward here, perhaps, if I can afford it without losing any CS or lane pressure. But generally these 2 are the best places to ward for Ryze. Alright, any other questions?
I think that's about it for Ryze at least.
Alright, well, just to go over the combos again, they're really simple. Like, Ryze mechanically is simple, so it all just comes down to your juking and lane movement, or yeah, lane movements, and also just like roam movements as well. Like, your fundamentals should be good because you are like 1k LP challenger, so like you're basically a master at Ryze if you can just execute these very simple combos like EQ, WEQ, and EWQ. So lockdown, burst, and dueling, and you should be good.
So again, I'm building Sapphire and Refillable, and
Yeah,
this match
perfect.
doesn't look like I'm gonna get poked out too much, so I don't have to build Refillable.
Yeah.
Or the Corrupting. And here's, as a mid laner, I don't know, I always ward this level 1, but Ivern can start either side. I gotta remember that. So this is kind of bad. I mean, they can come from both directions right here, so but I should be fine. I usually ward this at like 130, just so oh, there you go. We have vision of all of them. That's good, but looks like our Honestly, I'm just gonna ward it here and back off. Just so I know. I think it's not gonna be safe. I'm gonna ping it off. Oh no, Shiv, please. This is not it. I don't. Oh, they can go around here too. Hopefully not. I am just
Hopefully not.
screwed.
Yeah, you guys definitely don't win level 1. You have a Shyvana jungle, so.
I just want to keep vision of him. No, even still. That's
It's all
it.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good for your lane actually.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you can use your ward whenever you want.
We have a. I'm gonna save my ward because we see him at red right here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take off map cover real quick. Actually, I'm sure. Never mind. That would be a bad idea. Nice.
Okay, so you can aim for mana flows whenever you want.
Okay.
Obviously, trying to juke the Q in the process. Yep, perfect trade right there. Don't want to extend it too long, so perfect. You can fight back on the shove a little if you want.
Okay. I have it up again. I think I can.
Yep.
Kind of zone her out here. Oh, that was
Fine.
kind
It's
of
all
odd trade, but it's fine.
Yeah. So one error I noticed there is you W autoed in E'd. Well, what you want to do there is you want to just W E auto and then just run away. It just
Okay.
feels more like fluid. Quick
Yeah,
combo.
I think you said just like poke out and then run away. I kind of overstayed the trade, for sure.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't tell you about is the mana flow. If your E spreads but does no damage to them, that also procs the mana flow.
Oh no, please don't miss this. Kind of backed off there just in case Ivern would come in.
Yeah.
Oh no. I think I'm just not used to the E spread yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We see him. I think I can. I don't want to
You
use
can
all
go for
my
any
mana.
trade you want.
Okay.
At level 3, you can trade, assuming that you get your full combo off. But ideally, you don't want to use too much mana on the wave itself. But for trades, it's totally fine.
I see him bot lane, but what do you think about this play right now?
I think it's fine. I think it's perfectly fine. They should all die here.
Yeah. Kind of a useless ward. We get. Hopefully we get another one. So. Oh, I should have saved.
Save Q a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Do
all
you think
good.
I should?
You can run back. You have water walking and you have enough mana to just full clear the next wave.
I think I used 2 refillable pots because that's an issue. Oh! I'm not gonna flash her. I think. Oh, I think I could have
Rest in
flashed.
peace.
Yeah. Let's see. I can get this,
Yeah, perfect.
and then I'll get this.
This is one of the games where you would actually rush the Verdant and Ionian Boots most likely. It's pretty good. You can also go Merc Treads. It's honestly up to preference on that one.
Okay.
But you can get away with, like, in terms of pure MR, you can get away with just the Verdant.
Oh! That's. I mean, I wasted mana, but I got off somehow.
Oh, once you have those 2 items, like, you're basically fine. Like, your mana costs are extremely low. As you can see, they're all around 40.
Okay.
So you can just shove and roam whenever heck you want, especially versus Sandra. Like, you just get perma-pro. So this is an angle where you'd either go for vision or go for a play.
I think she might need help here, but I want to possibly gank bot again.
Okay.
We'll see.
So
She's backing off. I think this is fine. Just
yeah.
making sure they're.
Personally, as a mid laner, I think it's pretty risky to go like opposite side of the jungler, because you could get counter ganked by their own jungler. So ideally, you want to work with your Shyvana if you can.
Okay. Oof.
Okay, she has no ability, so you can just EQ trade her.
Oh yeah, I haven't been poking her out at all, so
Yeah.
something I need to keep in mind on. She possibly could be here. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we see her.
I have TP and I have R, so.
You can decide to either match this room or you can just
Push.
shove in mid.
Oh! That's odd. Hopefully he pulls. And hopefully I don't die from it. Oh! That is sad.
Yeah.
I thought we
quite the
had it.
tragedy.
It's not the worst. I think we could possibly still continue pressuring this. We get Drake out of it.
Yeah,
But
there's no one down here.
maybe she gets a pull. Oh no. I think we just push as a team here. We get
yeah,
plates here.
I don't know if I'd go for play. It's like you have to reset because
Okay.
you're out of resets, I mean you're out of resources, but they can maybe get a plate. But you just want to prioritize your base here. Can you look at the mid wave real quick?
Mhm.
Okay, looks pretty even, but kind of bad for you a little bit,
Okay.
slightly. So here you can get Merc Treads if your concern is surviving like the Lissandra CC.
I think Merc Threads is just the better buy here.
Yeah, and then your next item would be Verdant Barrier because they have 4 AP champions and 1 ADC. So, and then after that, you just go the normal build path of wanting to finish your Everfrost, and then probably into Banshees, and then the Archangels.
Do you have anything like I could have done better that like was that TP
you're-
bad or
Well, obviously the TP is bad, but
yeah.
you kind of misclicked there. I think what you're doing is like you're not laning enough. Like you're not being as aggressive as you can be in lane, whether it's either shoving or like trading on her. Like basically, Lissandra should not be allowed to like do anything. She should just be shoved under tower permanently.
Okay.
And you don't really have to poke her under tower, but you should set up a pink line to a side that you want to play for at least. Their bot lane shoves up a lot, but obviously your jungler's on top side, so you can't go for that right now. So
I think Ivern is here, I think. She didn't even check her red, so that's kind of odd.
yeah. And as you can see, your wave clear is just so insane that you just clear it, even though she had like 15 seconds with the wave alone.
I mean I could match it, but I don't think we can. Just gonna
Yeah,
push
their
and get one
jungler's down
flip.
there, so. Playing Ryze, especially in like D1 plus, you're basically at the mercy of your jungler for the most part.
Maybe one plates.
You could look top to see the top laner's health. Maybe there's a dive play potentially.
Okay.
Doesn't
There
really
is.
look like it. Oh yeah, definitely now.
He used R2, so they're just pathing her.
Yeah, wave is crashing soon too, so you have time for a quick play. This is definitely gonna turn into a 2v2.
I don't want to use. Oh, he got it. I mean, I just used my abilities. Oh, we're just. Hopefully they don't see him CC me. Okay, I use my abilities for the blue, so.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe they can win this. There's a TP coming, so.
Shut down.
You can also get a dark seal whenever.
Okay.
Actually, pink ward's more valuable. Definitely a fan of the pink ward. It's always good to have one on the map, especially for mid lane.
Maybe
So-
no,
One thing I noticed is you aren't really shoving and roaming too much. Like you're kind of just reacting to them, but ideally you just want to be the one being proactive by just insta shoving mid wave and then making them have to react to your presence in the fog.
Okay. So you think I should be like pushing into tower?
Yeah, you can
before
just auto shove. Like once you have around 1200 mana, like you can get away with just auto shoving. Like right here, you wasted 4 seconds where you could have just EQ'd the wave, and this wave would already be dead.
Okay.
So just EQ like when it's off cooldown. You're fine. Definitely a rough game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you're autoing the wave like way too much. If your priority is to shove, like those two autos, you could have just been EQing and then your EQ would have been up.
Okay.
So like, at this point in the game where you already have your tier and your sapphire, you basically have infinite mana. Like your mana costs are so low.
Enemy double kill.
Here, what I would do is I would probably stay for this wave, and then you have TP up in 20, and you'll be able to be back on the map with a good purchase.
Okay. I think this is warded. Oh.
Nice. Berkshot's definitely helped you survive there. Just try to get out of there ASAP.
Okay. I think Thrush is 1 HP too.
Alright, nice. You don't have to ult out. That would have been quite tragic.
Yeah, he's 1 HP. I don't want to
Yeah.
get baited by it though. I have TP.
Definitely not.
What else did you say?
You can probably sell your fillable for the Everfrost component, Kindle Gem.
Oh, that was I was in base for too long.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Alright, now you should be able to survive any fight and just carry any fight where Callista is not in it, so
Okay.
you should be very happy if like there's 3-3s but there's no Callista in it. Just because of how much MR you stacked. And then you have some CDR from your Kindle Gem as well, so yeah, you're quite the monster right now. You can take any trade that you want and you'll come out on top. And you want to lead those trades with EWQ if you can, if they're in range.
Maybe. Oh, he died already. I think Ivern's over here. I know something here is warded. I don't know if it's still there. I'm gonna pink this bush just in case. I want to be aware of Ivern though, so. Wow. Just in case. I feel like Ivern's like lurking somewhere.
Yeah, he could be.
Oh.
Okay. This is a 2v2. Your Shyvana's here, you can just focus rush.
Oh no. Kill. Oh, I had W.
It's all good. You should probably leave soon.
Yeah. I still have TP, so.
It's a lot of tragedies.
Oh no, not that. I'm gonna press no. I think I didn't even get to play the game yet, you know. Oh, I'm the only one. I don't want to be that person. I'm always that person. Oh, it was Everfrost. But yeah, I do feel the power of this build. I don't know.
Yeah, you would have like died a lot
Yeah.
without the MR. This might be pretty good.
Yep.
Nice. Winnable. Alright, this is the part of the game where you're probably happy side laning, so you can just leave the
Yep.
mid lane to Ezreal and just go on down there.
This is something. I think we can win this.
There's a Nard TP behind. He doesn't have Mega though. He might just get one shot. Okay, Thresh has no. Oh, yes, he did have flash.
Nice, nice.
Not bad, not
that's
bad.
fine. And I could stay with them, maybe. Hopefully they don't die here. No, I need to stay.
Yeah, it's just gotta hold your teammate's hand sometimes. This does not look very good.
I think I'm gonna have I have to leave him.
Yeah.
Sucks. Maybe I can sneak this real quick. Oh, I have to back for that, so. Man. We'll see. Nice. Jesus, she still has E, so.
Definitely a losing fight. Here's not really anything you can do, I think. Well, I mean, you guys can try, but I don't have very high hopes for this.
Yeah.
You're just walking into their vision, so you're just taking the coin flip if you guys go for it. Maybe it's fine though. Shyvana has R.
Oof. Oh! No. I don't know what she got shielded by. She was literally 1 HP and I landed one combo.
Yeah, it was probably Ivern. Just
Oh,
a little
yeah.
unfortunate that your Q didn't land on the bounce.
Is this an FF angle? No. I mean, it doesn't look too good right now, so. But, we'll see.
Try to play a bit greedier. I think you're reacting way too much to what they're doing rather than like making your own windows.
Yeah.
And that's you mentioned you have like a problem of CSing earlier. I think that's precisely why. Because my CS on like any champion is like always like 10 per minute. That's because I always just shove the wave before I do anything. The coin flips are not in your favor this game.
Yeah. I go topper.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have R. We'll see where he goes. Damn, just one shot.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, we could possibly win this.
Kind of jacked.
Do one more wave.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get a Frost. Maybe we can win. I don't want to be the person that dies here when I see him. Just in case.
Be on it.
Yeah, Callisto can really just do so much damage to Baron. Yeah, they are doing it. Oh no. Pretty rough.
Yeah. Gonna have a pick play on Malphite in 25 seconds, maybe. Through TP.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she does a lot of damage. Yeah, I do notice my like playstyle shifts in each champion I play. Like even as I'm playing Ryze right now, but like even in my solo queue, it does more good than bad. But here it was just like really bad.
Yeah.
My playstyle like over roaming. Because sometimes I do have to play for myself and get the items. And you could do both, you know, you could push in waves and then help, but I don't know, I missed out on a lot of gold because of that. And I think another problem, like, I didn't poke her up, I didn't pressure her enough in lane at all. Oh. I think I procced my mana flow ban like only twice. And I was worried about ganks too much. So, I mean, for a good reason. I mean, Thresh came into my lane for a bunch of times, and they were like behind me. So,
Yeah. I mean, like you got the short end of the stick on this one with the jungle support. Could have definitely like shoved in your lane a lot more before moving. Like every time you moved, you were basically doing it on the moment the wave crashed. So
right.
like you lost a lot of CS for that.
They have a good ward stop side here. So, I think I mean, all 4 of them pressed yes last time. Oh, there we go. Someone pressed no now. I think it might be Shyvana because she's popped now. Could go top here. I'm not gonna go through the jungle though, just in case. Oh, maybe I have to go there. No, I have to defend. I'm just gonna pull back. Maybe I could try doing Lissandra here. After I push in this wave, I'll play a little bit more aggressive. I mean, there's nothing to lose at this point.
On mid.
Yeah.
I don't think you should match the play. I think you should just shove out.
I have TP for bot lane too, so.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
For it.
I think we have to kill this guy right now.
Might be doable. Yeah. You can lock him down. Ooh, the QSS.
Nice.
The perfect execution on the EWQ into Everfrost combo.
Yeah, she just used the QSS. So I couldn't like actually land my Everfrost. Oh, I can't. I can't even help here.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
definitely
guys.
just not fightable.
You guys just gotta leave.
I don't know if you're having difficulty surviving in fights. I'll go Archangels here
Yeah.
rather than Banshees.
You think I should just save up for this?
Yeah,
Or
you
you
can
think
save
I
up for that.
Okay.
The Amtone doesn't hurt either, but
Yeah.
it's not like you guys are fighting for anything soon. There's no objectives. So you can just buy that whenever you want. You're autoing way too much, by the way. Your E should never be on or like off cooldown
Okay.
when you're wave clearing.
I think there I was just trying to like wait for all of them to kind of group up so I can heal. Good try, good try. I do have enough gold. You never know, like one fight we win and then we just win the game off of it. Anything can happen. Good try.
You
Now
know
we're
when the
just kinda
neutral's on.
wandering. I don't want to be top side. Maybe I have to. I'm just gonna steal some gold. They're going for it.
I think it's a 1v1. You win this. Okay, not bad econ wise.
I can't buy the full item, bro. There's a wave coming to me, but I'm just gonna go there just in case.
I think you should clear the wave.
Okay.
I think you're bleeding a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Just
They're
by
gonna take it
so
regardless.
yeah, what you're doing right now is like, or what you've been doing is like sunk cost fallacy, where like there's no play, like it's their play, the play's over, and you're moving towards it, trying to salvage it, but instead you're just
Right.
losing out of the guaranteed resources.
Do you think I should still like stay top even then?
No, you can come mid right now, but like earlier, you should have stayed.
Oh. Oh no way. That looked like it was gonna be good, but you're kind of all goofed up. You're just
Yeah.
too ahead.
Snarburst world.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh, it's doomed.
Yeah, it was a bit rough. I think one of the biggest problems is I didn't really punish him at all. And I definitely overroamed. And when I roamed, I didn't really get the kill even. Like misplay on like the bush ring.
Yeah.
But GG's.